Hello, testing. All right. Okay. All right. Whoever wants to be the first speaker, can actually see yourself in the camera and position yourself also. And I'll be at the back. So close the door. Hopefully no one comes in while the speakers are on. Okay. Right. All right. Stand you. All right. So can you see from there the time? Can you see? Okay. Okay. The 2 minutes, which means 40% of your speech is left. That is little less than half. 21 minutes, which means still 20% is left. Then I show you 30 seconds, which means you need to conclude now and then stop. Okay. Okay. All right. Right here. Eleni is our first speaker. Everybody needs to know Eleni, and you provide your, remember you can do it instantly after she finishes the speech. So, all right. Eleni, you can start.
Okay. So for the last few years, we've been living through a pandemic and having to deal with COVID. So during this time, we have realized the importance of staying healthy and living a balanced life. So studies have found that with running, you are more likely to not develop colds. Another study has found that running 5 days a week lowers odds of an upper tract respiratory infection. With knowing this information with about running, this can kind of like give you that being healthy and staying on track, like you're less likely to like have more problems if you do develop COVID. So the challenge that I chose for these 4 weeks was to run 5 to 6 times a week. I wanted to do this because I wanted to get in the better cardio shape. I play basketball, so a lot of that consists of lots of running and relying on like your legs. So like during a game, it's important to like be like have that cardio and be like just able to keep going throughout the game. I also chose running because it's another form of like exercise. So rather like going to the gym and using weights or like playing basketball, I kind of just wanted to like get away from that and also just be able to like do it anytime in any place, which running you can do. Another thing is that I realized that like basketball is not going to be there forever. So like running can be something that I can be like, I can be 30 years old and I can still do. So it's just kind of something that I can go to if I actually do enjoy it. So when I first started running, I knew I couldn't run a long distance right away. So I kind of had to like pace myself. So I did like a hybrid workout. So I would run for a mile, then I would like walk for 5 minutes, and then I kind of just did this like every day. And if I was like more tired, then I would walk some, run some. And I kind of just, rather than tracking like distance, I did like, oh, I'll run 30 minutes a day or 45 minutes a day. With a hybrid workout, they found that it benefits deeper sleep, more energy, and a powerful sense of well-being. So with running, I've noticed that like my mental health has definitely like improved. Running is not something that I look forward to doing every day because I know that like it's just a time that I can like get away from everything and just like don't have to think. I can just run and let it all out, which I never really thought was possible because I kind of like despised running in the beginning. Like if someone said, "Oh, let's run a mile," I'd be like, "Yeah, nope, no, thank you." So that's kind of another reason why I chose it because I wanted to like get out of my comfort zone and like push myself mentally to like do something. Another thing that I found with running is I started like feeling better, both like physically and well, obviously mentally. So from like playing sports throughout my whole life, I've kind of dealt with like some body issues because with playing so many sports, everyone has like different ways and like things you can look and how you're supposed to look. So maybe I haven't changed actually, but I felt way more confident in my body these past 4 weeks and just also how I like feel. And another thing I noticed is that my diet has kind of changed. Like I'm more conscious of like what I'm putting in my body and also like tracking my meals, like using my fitness pal, like something like that. And I've also noticed that with running, I've started drinking more water, so I've been tracking that too, and just like having an overall like better feeling. Overall, running has many positive benefits for your health, and throughout these 4 weeks, I've noticed that I've enjoyed running, and I've also noticed that like with the weather being outside, that I like running outside a lot more than on a treadmill, and I can also run further distances during that time.
Can you please submit your, please write your evaluation and then submit it to us. Yes.
For email.
Yeah, I mean, it has your first name as well. I mean,
Yeah, I'm probably the only.
yeah, yeah. completely done. Oh, the next speaker, please. I'm ready now.
The first thing that you see walking into my childhood bedroom is a huge wooden bookcase. Its shelves are overflowing with books of different genres. There's comedy, there's horror, there's romance, and so much more. Looking at this bookcase, many would assume that I am an avid reader. I would consider myself more of a book collector. I pick up an interesting book at Barnes and Noble, and I'll think to myself, yeah, I'll read this to justify the purchase. Knowing full and well I have never found the motivation to read any of the books I've bought in the past. One day, as I was sitting in this room, I realized that I might have a problem. Why am I spending so much money on things that I don't use? I decided that I should try to crack open at least a book or two. I have read maybe 2 books since I graduated high school last summer, and I've bought at least 5 more. Justifying my purchases was the foundation of this challenge, but I also wanted to find a new hobby. Something to pass the days where I'm just mind-numbingly scrolling through my TikTok and bed. To make a dent in the shelves and to pick up a new hobby, I decided that I would try to read for 30 minutes every day. I knew that the biggest obstacle in this challenge would be my phone. It is so tempting just to click on the book for a second to check my notifications. And then before you know it, I've spent like 2 hours online. According to The Distracted Mind by Larry Rosen, the average teenager picks up their phone for 5 minutes every 15 minutes. And I can attest to this fact. Every time my phone buzzed, I put down my book and I was not able to read for 20 minutes at a time. I decided to counteract this. I would wear headphones and listen to music when I read, so that way I wouldn't be able to get notifications. And it actually ended up helping. I was finally able to read for 30 minutes without picking up my phone. I would say that I live a pretty stressful life. I go from work in the morning to classes, then back to that work in the afternoon. And when I do have free time, I usually spend it thinking about all the stuff that I need to get done in the future. After reading though, I felt more accomplished, like I could finally sit back, relax, and say that I had been productive throughout the day. The Slow Reading Club in New Zealand had similar thoughts as they found that reading for pleasure helped them reduce their levels of stress. The more they read, the more they were able to relax, which also helped with their levels of concentration. Patients in Liverpool also had similar thoughts as they found that reading helped them put their own thoughts aside and relax. The more I read, the more I was able to concentrate and relax, which also helped reading in the following days. Reading had benefits outside of the allocated 30 minutes as well. I was more relaxed during the day, and I found that at night I was able to get better sleep. I felt like I could fall asleep faster, and I had deeper sleep. At the Mind Lab International Mind Lab at the University of Sussex, they found that attention speeds and heart rates decrease after reading for only 6 minutes. It was able to do this 300 times better than going a walk or 2. Reading helped my mental health and sharpness, and it also aided my physical health by helping with my sleep. Recent studies have shown that reading for pleasure has dropped significantly in the present years. According to a study done by the Organization for Economic Co-Development, the percentage of children who read strictly for pleasure has dropped 5 points from 2000 to 2009. Adults and children alike are too busy and distracted by their phones and stressful lives to find time to pick up a book to read. They find it more to be a chore. And before this challenge, I would probably agree with them. After trying it though, I have changed my tune. Putting aside just a small amount of time to read every day has changed my life significantly. I'm no longer as distracted by my phone. Even when I'm not reading, I feel like I don't have to go to social media whenever I'm bored. Reading has allowed me to relax more and not think just about the chores that I need to get done for the next day. The books that started as collector's items on my shelf are now transforming into a vital part of my everyday life.
Molly for us. ready, let me know what the next is. It's going to be our next speaker. Okay, thank you. Max, you may want to position yourself in the middle. I think that's the extent that you don't want to. Yeah, this is good. You see yourself? Yeah. All right. Whenever you're ready. Go.
Good morning, everybody. How many of you guys drink water every day? I assume pretty much all of you. Yeah, how many of you guys consume a gallon of water every day though? Few of you again. Yeah, so the consumption of water greatly depends on your activity and what you're doing on a daily basis. Women are advised to drink 2.7 liters of water every day, while men are advised to drink 3.7. Although this greatly depends on other things you're doing in your life, such as eating habits and other things like that, anywhere between half to a full gallon every day is beneficial. So I set out my challenge for the 2 weeks prior to spring break. I challenged myself to drink a gallon of water every day and alter my eating habits to better suit my needs. To start the challenge, I tried to figure out how much times I would have to refill my Gatorade bottle to reach a gallon of water every day. And the answer was a lot more than I thought. I had to drink 5.5 times, drink the Gatorade bottle 5.5 times before I could get to a gallon of water every day. And then how many of you guys are athletes in here? OCU, yeah, North Central College State Student Athlete School. Did you know that you are supposed to drink 50 extra ounces of water per hour of exercise? Right. So, like I just said, our activity, you need to drink more water. And then college athletes are actually, most of the time, require 2 times more water than the average individual. So, that's big numbers. Dehydration is a serious thing that can greatly affect your body and your performance. There's a study done by college students in China where 12 college students did not consume water for 36 hours straight. Out of the 12 students, 1 was hospitalized and the others all received symptoms of lack of focus, memory loss, fatigue, and just overall lower energy levels. Amanda Carlson is the CEO of Athletic Improvement. It's a company located in California that deals with college athletes and their diets and water consumption. A study she did propose that a reduction of 2% of your body fluids results in a reduction of 25% of your performance potential. That shocked me because 2% of your body fluids doesn't seem like a lot when it can affect 1/4 of your physical performance. After knowing this, I realized that I need serious improvements in just my water consumption. But when I got to my diet, that's when I found my real problem. How many of you guys have a hard time keeping a consistent diet at North Central College? Almost everyone. Yeah, it's very tough, especially with coffee and our eating options. College students tend to struggle with their diet more than most other age groups, just because dealing with stress, and social life, all your schoolwork, and just the constant temptation of fast food. To maintain your body weight, you're supposed to consume about 10 calories per pound and 100 additional calories per 30 minutes of activity. I found out I was eating 3 meals a day, but I found that my meals were not nutritious and the kind of food that I should be eating, and I was consuming the wrong type of calories. So calories are divided into 3 different categories, carbs, fats, and proteins. And carbs are your main source of calories. Carbs should be about 55 to 60% of your caloric intake. Carbohydrates are found in like fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables provide you like a quick boost of energy, while like whole grain bread allows a more consistent, long lasting source of energy. Fat should make up about 30% of your caloric intake, while proteins should take up about 10%. Also, it's very important for athletes is vitamins such as iron, fiber, calcium, and potassium. So I started my challenge. My goal was to drink a gallon of water and consume within 100 calories and 2,000 calories per day. Water was challenging but doable, and what I really struggled with was the vitamins. Cayman doesn't really have a lot of food options, so I got most of my vitamins from the bread. And yeah, I ate cantaloupe and other type of melon for honeydew for 2 weeks straight every day, and that was tough to do. But I saw definite improvements in my energy and my schoolwork efficiency.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're ready, we have our next speaker, our fourth speaker, please. Our fourth speaker, please. We have to see this where we got one. Julia. We'll have, let's mention the name. We have Julia. We don't want to get up again. After Julia is John. Where's John? Okay. Oh, is it Colin or? Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, Julia and then Harun goes after. Okay. Sarah is not here. And then we'll have Jack, and then we'll have Trey. Okay. Julia and then Harun.